Hello everybody, welcome to this episode of RAMAKKOS Gear Talk. Today we're going to talk about different types of deer bait. So I'm going to talk about 3 different ones that I've been using right now. I set them out about a month ago, and I'm going to rate them on 3 things. I'm going to rate them on how much they cost, I'm going to rate them on effectiveness, so whether they came up and ate them or not, and note on effectiveness, not necessarily whether they actually ate them all, but more so whether they actually came up to them, right? So if they came up to it and didn't eat it, they still came to it. That still counts, right? And then the longevity of it. So right now, this is pretty early season for me because I hunt up on Manitoulin Island, so I don't get to hunt until late November. Some people are already out right now, but what I am setting these out for is I want them to last a little bit so that I'm not constantly having to come up here every couple days and reset my bait. So that's what we're gonna rate them on, and we're gonna get rocking and rolling. We are now out, and as you can see, my tree stand is up there. And I've got a trail cam set up, and I'm using it to see if the deer came up to the baits. So we'll take a look. So this one here, the first we have is, this is a salt lick block type. This one is a corn flavored one, as you can tell. There's also a million other different flavors, but corn's the one that I wanted to try out just because there's a bunch of cornfields that are in the general vicinity of here. This one is definitely going to win the cost effectiveness. These usually run on the average about $5 to $12 for one brick. They're really easy to use. You literally just come out and just place it somewhere that you think that they're going to be in the area of, and they come up and they'll either lick it or they'll boot away at it. Also for time for this one, so it depends on where you are. Like, I know for some people they don't last very long because there's deer coming up and getting them all the time. Also, I know other family members that I have that have them, and there's cows in the general area. That doesn't seem to help either because the cows will just like maul the thing away. But for me, for this one I've had out for about a month, and it still looks like it's like 3/4 intact. So I would give it a very good timeline, so I don't have to come out here all the time. I know that some people don't get that much time out of them, but that's what I've got out of it. For effectiveness, we'll look at the trail cam shots. We'll see if the deer actually came up to it. It does look like it's actually been broken up a little bit, but who knows if that's just from getting rained on and getting decomposed from the environment, or if that's from animals coming up and see it. So we'll rate it on effectiveness after, but that's the block. That's the easiest one to use that I've seen, but we'll have to base it on effectiveness. Okay, let's go to the next one. The second one we're going to take a look at is the Moultrie Camera Candy. So this one seems to have a very high effectiveness. Price point wise though, that's going to be its weak point. So the weak point in this one is it's $20. So there's not a whole lot of other baits out there that are like this one, but I'll show you. I'd love to show you what it actually looks like now, but I can't because they basically demolished it. This is all that's left of mine. Basically just the strap. So I'll show you a picture of what the bait looks like. It's basically a bucket full of stuff that's got like corn and whatnot in it, and it's a hardened syrup, and then you hang it. So I hung it off the tree. I know a lot of people will hang it off their different types of feeders and whatnot, but that's how that guy works. So we'll take a look at the trail cam because there's really no way of knowing. If it only lasted like 3 or 4 days, then it's really hard to actually give it a good effectiveness, because then it only was up here for a couple days and I'd have to bring another one up every couple days, which would get really expensive really fast. So we'll take a look at the trail cam and give it an effectiveness rating. So this is the last one we're going to be using showing you. This is, again, same sort of thing. There's not a whole lot to show you actually. This one was Rack Stacker Rage. This one actually worked better than I thought it did, but it took a little bit of time to work because I put this one out actually a little bit before I put the rest of them out. Probably about a week before. And I had checked it in 1 week, and they really hadn't done anything with it. So this one seems to take a little bit of time for them to notice what it is. What it is it's a mineral bag. It's kind of like the salt lick, except for it's just like a powder, and you just pour it out. What they say, or how they say to use it, is they say to find a rotten log, stump, or something like that, and to pour it on, and to let it seep into the actual wood, and then let them kind of lick and fry away at it. So when I came back the first time, there was nothing actually gone on this, and so I put a little bit more in, to little crevices on it, and this time I came back in and you can tell, like, you can actually see they have like completely torn out. Like, so I'll move a little bit, you can see the log is solid, and then where the actual rage was, it is now like completely torn out. It looks like they like used their hooves and like pulled back away at it. So effectiveness, we're giving this one a good one. Longevity, it's actually pretty good too, because this is, you can still see little bits of it left. You come up nice and close. So that's about 5 or 6 weeks that this one has actually lasted, and that's pretty good. So actually this one's probably going to be the winner, because this is cost effectiveness, because this one's only about $12 per bag, and this is only actually half the bag that I used here. I used the other half on a different spot, but it didn't really work that well. It was on a stump, and I pulled the stump all apart, and then I poured the feed on top of it. What I think happened is I think it seeped all into the inside of the stump, and none of it actually like soaked into the top of it, so they never actually noticed it was there. So that one's my bad, but this one seems to have worked pretty well. So cost effective, lasts pretty long, and seems to have worked. But again, we're gonna have to take a look at the trail cam. So this is the last one. Those are the 3 different ones that I have used. They're all totally different, so there's nothing that's really the same. Some are really easy and really cheap. Some are a little bit more intensive to use, because you have to like pull the log apart a little bit to try and actually get it in there, and they gotta have a little bit better placement. Some are a lot more effective. The camera candy seems to be like really effective, but I don't think it's gonna have lasted very long. My guess would be about a week. So I'm back at camp now, and I'm looking at the pictures, and now so are you. And I've gone over them, and I've looked at them a bunch of different times and looked at them really close. And starting with sweet corn, you see for longevity, it was not completely consumed in the test. And as you'll see, none of the animals made really direct contact with it. I think I had a raccoon come up and break that one chunk off that you'll see that's broken off. But yeah, so no really direct contact with it. Camera candy, it lasted about 6 days, so like I said, about a week. And the deer seemed to go after it right away, first night. Then on the Rack Stacker Glory, sorry, I think I actually called it Rage in the other video, but it's actually Rack Stacker Glory. It lasted about 4 weeks, and it took about a week for them to realize it was even there. So I have a little table, I'm going to show you guys right now, and that's how I'm rating it. So you can take it for what it is, but that's how it's worked for me. So as you can see, each thing lasted a little bit longer or had a little bit more benefits in one case or another. So you can take that and you can use it to help you buy stuff, and that's going to be pretty similar for all the same type of baits too, not necessarily those specific ones, but in general you'll notice that they all tend to react the same. So comment below, tell us which baits that you use, and tell us if this has been helpful or not. Thanks. I'll see you again next episode.